Hello everyone. Welcome to the crash course in energy presented by the Energy Club IT Bombay. I am Shreyans and today's topic is geothermal energy. So let's begin. What is geothermal energy? Geothermal comes from the Greek word geo and thermal. Geo means earth and thermal means heat. So basically the geothermal means earth's heat. Second point, the thermal energy contained in the interior of the earth is called geothermal energy. Geothermal heat originates from the earth's fiery consolidation of dust and gas over the 4 billion years ago. This geothermal energy is enormous and will last for several million of years and is therefore renewable. But the question arises, how does it comes to the earth's surface? Basically what happens, magma is lighter than the surrounding rock and the mantle rock which melts becomes magma, and also the temperature of the core of earth which is magma is around 5000 to 7000 degrees Celsius. So what happens, the heat from the earth's core continuously flows outward. It transfers to the surrounding layer of rock and mantle. When temperature and pressure becomes very high, then some mantle rocks melts and this mantle rocks also becomes magma. The melted rocks becomes magma. Then because it is lighter, which is it is less dense than the surrounding rock, the magma rises and moving slowly up towards the earth crust, carrying the heat from below. So this is how the it comes to the earth's surface. This is the diagram of the earth's core. This is the inner core, which is the heatiest among the four. This is the outer core. This is the mantle rock, and this is the crust. So these all are the four layers of the earth. Now let us see how exactly it is being used. There is a geothermal reservoir, which is actually the water reservoir. Due to the heat, the water rises up. Some wastewater condensate and goes to the injection well, which can be used again. Basically what happens, because of the steam, the turbines rotates and it changes the energy into the mechanical energy. Then the mechanical energy changes to electrical energy by the help of generator, which is also connected by the same shaft. This is how the geothermal energy is being replenished. Now let us see a video which demonstrate the basic process how geothermal energy works. Yeah, so let's see.
Geothermal energy gives us a steady supply of electrical power with minimal environmental impact. Here is the basic process. Water in underground reservoirs is heated to high temperatures by magma. Production wells drilled up to 10,000 feet below the Earth's surface tap into this hot fluid. Under its own pressure, the fluid flows through these wells toward the surface. As it travels, the pressure lessens, causing a small amount to become steam. Together, the hot fluid and steam move through a surface pipeline to a wellhead separator, where the pressure is reduced. Here, most of the fluid vaporizes and flashes into high-pressure steam. Any fluid not flashed into steam moves to a standard pressure crystallizer to produce standard pressure steam. Remaining fluid is then flashed at a lower pressure to create low-pressure steam. All steam created in the plant is sent to a turbine on site. The force of the steam spins the turbine's blades, which turns a shaft connected to an electrical generator. An electrical charge is created and directed to a transformer, where the voltage is increased and sent down power lines. Any fluids not flashed into steam return to the underground reservoir, where, in time, they will be reheated and reused. Geothermal energy, a simple, clean, and renewable energy source.
Now, the next 2 to 3 slides will be related to the growth of geothermal energy in India. What are the promising geothermal energy sites in India, and probably what's the future stored for India? So let's begin. India is standing in the production of geothermal energy. India is on the 15th rank. Yeah, so we are way behind. The Geological Survey of India has identified 350 geothermal energy locations in India. The most promising of these is in Puga Valley of Ladakh. The estimated potential for geothermal energy in India is around 10,000 megawatt. There are 7 geothermal provinces in India. These are the 7 provinces. Yeah. Geothermal energy sites in India. Earlier, I was talking about the provinces. Now, the energy sites. Following are the 6 most promising geothermal energy sites in India. Tatapani in Chhattisgarh, Puga in Ladakh, which is the most promising among these all. Kamban Graben in Gujarat, Manikaran in Himachal Pradesh, Surajkund in Jharkhand, and Chumatang in Jammu and Kashmir. Future of geothermal energy in India. India has an enormous potential to become a leading contributor in generating cost-effective and eco-friendly geothermal energy. It is estimated that around 6.5% of electricity generation in the world would be done with the help of geothermal energy, and India is likely to play a bigger role in this field in the future. We have to improve. As I have told you in the previous slide, that India is on the 15th rank by the use of geothermal energy in the country. The future of geothermal energy can be pretty summed up with the single word: more. Geothermal power is often considered to be the third or the fourth most important source of renewable energy behind the solar, wind, and the hydro. Geothermal energy isn't entirely renewable, so it will run out when the earth does. Yeah. So now we will see a video of Puga Valley, which is the most promising sites in India.
Now we are at Puga. This is a borewell drilled up to say 300 or 400, 500 feet. Hot water is coming out. The temperature of this water is around 84 degrees centigrade. Lot of silica content, which shows that the source of this hot water geyser is magmatic source. This is the only geyser in India and available for us in Ladakh at Puga. A wonderful site. Nothing much has been done to tap this for energy development. The potential of this Puga belt for geothermal energy development may vary from 10 to 15 megawatts or more, but not single kilowatt has been generated till date. Explorations done by GSI since long has not yielded any result. Once this geothermal plant is commissioned here, it can solve the energy problem of entire Ladakh region on sustainable basis for years to come. The vision of e-mobility and getting away with fossil fuel, giving 24/7 electric power this is the source. This is the source. This can actually change the entire socio-economic structure, lives of the people living in Changthang region, the northern plains of Ladakh.
Advantages of geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is the renewable source of energy. By far, it is non-polluting and environment friendly. Yeah, because there are almost no emissions of greenhouse gases. There is no wastage or generation of byproducts. Maintenance cost of geothermal power plant is very less. Yeah, because once installed, its maintenance cost is very less. Installation charge is high, but once we install it, further the maintenance cost is not very much. Geothermal power plants don't occupy too much space and thus help in protecting natural environment. Unlike solar energy, it is not dependent on weather condition. Geothermal resources. It basically refers to how the heat energy is generated in the earth. So, let's move point by point. The Earth's temperature increases with depth, with the temperature at the center reaching more than 4200 degrees Celsius. A portion of this heat is a relic of the planet's formation about 4.5 billion years ago, and a portion is generated by the continuation decay of radioactive isotopes. Heat naturally moves from the hotter to cooler region, so Earth's heat flows from its interior towards the surface. Because of the geologic processes known as the plate tectonics, the Earth's crust has been broken into 12 huge plates that move apart or push together at the rate of millimeters per year. What basically is the plate tectonics? From the deepest ocean trench to the tallest mountains, plate tectonics explains the features and the movement of the Earth's surface in the present and the past. Basically, the Earth's layer is made up of large moving pieces called plates. Plates are made up of rocks. Under the plates is a weaker layer of partially melted rock. Earth's outer shell is basically divided into several plates that glides over the mantle rock which I told you about in the previous slide, the rocky inner layer above the core. Plates act like hard and rigid shell compared to the Earth's mantle. When the two plates collide, one plate can thrust below the other, producing extraordinary phenomena such as ocean trenches and the strong earthquakes. At great depth, just above the downgoing plate, temperature becomes very high. That's why it melts the rock, which forms magma. Because magma is less dense than the surrounding rocks, it moves up towards the earth crust and carries the heat from below. Sometimes magma rises to the surface through thin or fractured crust as lava. What is lava? Lava is a hot liquid rock that comes out from a mountain, like with an opening in the top, volcano or anything. So let's move ahead. However, the most magma remains below the Earth's crust and heats the surrounding rocks and the subterranean water. What is subterranean water? It is the subsurface water which is located in the rocks in the upper portion of the Earth crust, either in a liquid, solid or gaseous state. Some of this water comes all the way up to the surface through faults and the cracks in the earth as hot springs and the geysers. Geyser is basically a place where the naturally hot water comes out from a ground. And hot spring is a spring of hot water which is heated by the volcanic activity. Yeah, so these are both. When this rising hot water and steam is trapped in the permeable rocks under a layer of impermeable rocks, it is called geothermal reservoir. I told you about the geothermal reservoir in the previous slides. Permeable rocks have interconnected pores which allows the passage of the fluids. They forms good aquifer. What do you mean by aquifer? Aquifer basically holds water. It is a layer of rock which can hold water. These reservoirs are the source of geothermal energy that can potentially be tapped for electricity generation or direct use. Typically, geothermal wells are drilled to the depths ranging from 200 to 1500 meters depth for low and medium temperature system, and from 700 to 3000 meters depth for high temperature system.